The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Quinnen Williams just boosted every Jets fan's faith in Aaron Glenn. Wait till you hear what he had to say this week at OTAs. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Friday. Welcome in, everybody. Click the like button and make sure if you haven't already, you go right over there and you hit the subscribe button. Appreciate all of you who tune in each and every day. Reminder, this show's available as a podcast, so tell your friends they want to listen back to the show or they only listen to audio podcasts and they want to try this one out. Just search Jake Asman Show and you can find it on both Apple and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review and help us grow in the audio space. All right, let's talk about Quinnen Williams. I was very impressed by an answer Quinnen gave the other day when he was made available after a Jet OTA practice. So Quinnen, of course, had that tweet that went down right after the Jets, and even the Jets, right after it was reported by Jay Glazer on Super Bowl Sunday that the team was moving on from Aaron Rodgers. Quinnen, he has since deleted these tweets, but he tweeted thumbs down immediately. And then he tweeted another rebuild year for me, I guess. And Quinnen's a team captain. He's a guy who's been with the Jets since 2019. He's been with them a long time already, and he's seen nothing but losing. So I understood at the time his frustration, and it represented how a lot of people in that locker room felt about the decision to move on from Aaron Rodgers. Now, fast forward months later, new regime is here. This was Quinnen Williams being asked about that tweet during his press conference on Wednesday.
I definitely think it was an immature thing for me to do at the moment, out of emotions, out of frustrations. It's definitely immature, and and I haven't talked to Aaron previously as that, and just looking at it and trying to grow as a leader, trying to grow as a player, trying to grow as an adult. Talking to him, talking to the staff and everybody else just gave me a super excited and super confidence that we're going in the right direction to win football games and to do the things that I want to do, like to change the whole narrative of the New York Jets losing streaks or the playoff streaks and different things like that, because I was drafted here a long time ago and I was paid to help change this thing around, and I wear that with a badge of honor and like a cape to make sure that before I leave this game, the New York Jets is going to be on top. The New York Jets is going to be the football team to watch. So I kind of live there every single day, and I kind of want everybody around me to be that. So definitely back to that tweet, definitely it was an immature thing to do at the moment, and I've grown for that. Me and Aaron talked a lot about it. Me and the GM talked about it a lot, man. Me and the coaching staff, we all on the same page and stuff like that. So I'll take full accountability on that and definitely going in the right direction.
So, I mean, look, if you're a Jet fan, how do you not love that answer from Quinnen Williams? First off, appreciate the honesty, appreciate the accountability, because very rarely do we seemingly get that from a lot of today's athletes or just in life in general. So respect that from one of the leaders in the team. And I'm glad that he feels good about the direction the team's headed. I'm glad that he is confident in Aaron Glenn, and he didn't remember Darren Muji's name. That's fine. Darren Muji's name. And he likes the coaching staff, because Quinnen's a major part of all this, right? He's a really, really good player. And he's a guy that is certainly deserving of playing on a good football team for once. I mean, this guy has been here through the worst of worst times. Quinnen's best season that he was a part of was a 7-9 season with Adam Gase in 2019. That was his rookie year. That was his best year. After that, you had the Gase 2020 year. They won 2 games, 4 games with Saleh in 21. They start 6-3 and collapse and finish 7-10 in 2022. 2023, they have Rodgers for 4 plays. They finish 7-10. I don't need to remind anyone about the nightmare of 2024 with a 5-11 record or 5-12 record. I just, this team has been bad for so long, but specifically, Quinnen Williams has been here through the worst of it, right? We talk about, oh, Garrett Wilson's frustrated with losing. You know, he won a lot at Ohio State. Yeah. Quinnen Williams played at Alabama. He won a national championship. I mean, this guy has been through so much losing since he's been a Jet. And he's been paid, so he's sticking around, and he still has the positive attitude about he's here to help try and change that, and that's his goal. So, look, I think it speaks volumes about Quinnen's maturity, so give him a lot of credit for that. And I also think it speaks volumes about the fact that Glenn has done a really good job, seemingly so far, connecting with his new players. And time will tell what that all means, and ultimately it's about wins or losses. But Quinnen Williams is one of the good guys on this team, man. And he certainly deserves some wins because he has been a part of the darkest of times, for real. I mean, this is as bad as it's been. And there was so much hope. And that's what has made the last, really 2, but especially last year, just brutal. Just brutal. There's no other way around it. But I appreciate the candor there from Quinnen. And I truly hope that he gets to be a part of a team that makes the playoffs. Because regardless of what happens to that team that eventually ends this streak of missing the playoffs longer than any team in pro sports, who's ever on that team is going to be remembered for the rest of our lives. Like, even if that team gets bounced in the wild card round a week later, it won't matter. Whichever Jet team, whoever the quarterback is, whoever the key players are, if you're on the team that breaks this streak, you're going to be remembered forever because it's been that long and this fan base is that great and we have had nothing. Quinnen, I hope, is on that team, just like I hope C.J. Mosley was on the team, right? He deserved some winning years. Thought he always handled himself the right way. Was great with fans. Was a team leader. In his last year with the Jets, he goes out in brutal style where he couldn't stay on the field. He wasn't healthy. So, you know, we spent so much time talking about how Sauce has been here and all he's seen is losing. And Garrett and it's like Quinnen's been here longer than them, and he has seen even more losing. He has seen a 2-win season. So I'm hopeful that Quinnen Williams is a part of a team that wins because he deserves it. Medic says that tweet shows me he hasn't grown up and is immature still. That tweet was from February. The whole point of playing Quinnen's answer at the press conference when asked about it was to show you his accountability, his maturity, and tell you that he has faith now in this new regime. He doesn't think they're rebuilding. He thinks they have a chance to win this year. I have some doubts about that last part. I want to see it. But inside that building, they're not talking about rebuilding. They're talking about trying to win. Quinnen's one of the captains of this team. He's a leader. His opinion matters. You know, we know Aaron Glenn doesn't like anyone above 30. Quinnen already, it's crazy looking this up. He's 28 years old. Quinnen Williams. And it wasn't like he was an old prospect when they drafted him. He's been here a long time already. Been very frustrating, to say the least. But hopefully Aaron Glenn's the real deal because that's really the only way this changes, right? That's the only way this changes. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. How about our guy Tony Alvarado? He goes, I'll get us started, Jake. Knicks and 6. Captain Clutch going off tonight. LFG. Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! Amen. Let's go, man. Let's go, Knicks. Fans are going to bring it tonight. I'm excited to be in the building. Knicks got to get it done. Period. It's a must-win. As close to a must-win as you can have in a best-of-7 game 2 of a series. Period. Adam says Q isn't going anywhere. Of course he's not. They're not going to trade him, nor should they. Anyone suggesting trading Quinnen Williams doesn't know anything about football. They need him. And he's still really good, and he's a guy that at his age and the position he plays, he could play well into his 30s at that spot. Look at the amount of big-time defensive ends that are in their 30s that still contribute and are big players. By the way, Quinnen's 27. I looked it up. Or turned 28 in December, for what it's worth. So, look, I am very excited about some of the things you've heard about this coaching staff. But now we got to see it, right? That's the bottom line. Phone lines are open if you want in on the conversation. On the first show today, we gave away a signed Anthony Beck jersey. Guess what we're going to do now on the second show today on a Football Friday? Another daily raffle. And the prize? Another Anthony Beck jersey. The Jets' current radio analyst and, of course, former Jet first-round pick, part of the 2000 Jet draft class. So more chances to win a signed Anthony Beck jersey. I will do the raffle at the end of this stream. So to enter, you gift the membership or you send in a super chat of $10 or more, and we will get you down in the Asmaniac raffle. And if you gift for the Beck jersey, you're included in the weekly raffle next week. Walcott Frazier jersey, Joe Namath jersey, CJ Mosley jersey, all signed and authenticated. Appreciate all of you for your support. Ryan says, Jake, are any of these jerseys 2X? I'm a big boy. Why would you wear a signed jersey, Ryan? You got to frame it and hang it. Don't wear an autographed jersey. It's a collector's item. That's crazy talk. They vary in sizes. I believe the Beck jerseys are XLs for what it's worth. All right. Phone lines are open for those of you who want in. Let's get to some of your comments here. Thoughts on Quinnen owning those tweets? Talking up Glenn. How we feeling? Peter Castro says, Alan, you're a useless buffoon. Peter Castro, you are right.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
Language, please. The first person to enter our raffle is Rasta Dread. He has gifted 1 channel membership. And it went to listener. Let's find out who got it here. Mr. Tube's being a little slow giving me the names. It went to listener Mario Correa. Thank you. Let's see. Jeffrey says, buffoon is such an underutilized word. It's very poignant these days. It is a pretty solid word that I do think is a little underutilized. It's a good take. The big fella says, I just saw the Jay Gruden BS with Justin Pugh. God, he's a piece of bleep. I destroyed him on a previous show if you want my full rant on that one from a couple weeks back. Mother effing Chew says, I'm going to make some guinea pig flavored ramen. Let me make this clear. Nobody is eating a guinea pig on this show. All right? You do that on Bobby's show. All right? You want to take a dump on the air, you do that on Bobby's show. If you want to eat guinea pig flavored ramen, you do that on Bobby's show. Not on this show. Lee Van, or as we now call him, Lee Bon, as it's actually pronounced, is in our raffle for 5. Thank you, Lee.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Let's see. The Dominican Destroyer Vargas has gifted a channel membership. Thank you, Mr. Destroyer Vargas.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Listener Aaron Honra is the recipient of the membership there. As Maniac Super Chat from Phantom Green and White. Pretend this is for $500. How has Alan Lazard looked? I love it. Nice callback. I was not at OTAs on Wednesday. I could tell you from talking to 2 reporters that have been on the show that were there that Lazard made a couple nice plays, apparently. That's according to Robbie Sabo and Nick Faria. That said, I still don't want Lazard on the team. I would trade him to Pittsburgh when Rodgers signs there. You're not going to get much for him, but I'd rather play a younger guy than Alan Lazard. Seriously. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Dan the Jet fan says, what would it take to sit next to Jake in Tampa? Well, I have not bought my tickets yet, Dan, so I don't have an answer for you. But I can tell you exactly where I'll be sitting. The ticket prices are way more than I think I was expecting because it's the Bucks home opener. Also, be prepared to sweat because it's going to be hot as you know what. 25 in the house with the super chat. Absolute must win tonight. Going down 0-2, heading to Indiana is a death sentence. LFG Knicks. Look, it's as close to a must win as you could have in a second game of a best of 7.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
I'm confident the Knicks are going to win, though. They have been resilient all year, and I understand it's a little different. It's the first time they're trailing in a playoff series, right? The other brutal losses they've had, and they bounced back. They were never trailing in the series yet. But I just have faith this team will show up. I didn't think the Knicks were going to sweep them. Now, you know, if this team was mentally weak, I'd be a little concerned because that was a devastating loss 2 nights ago. But I think once the game starts, you flush it, and I think they'll be okay. I like so much of what they did in that game on Wednesday. I just think they need to come out and get off to a good start. So what happened in the game on Wednesday doesn't fester. Get off to a good start, and I think they'll be in a much better position to be able to deal with the ebbs and flows of the game. You don't want to trail early because then you start thinking about what happened at the end of the fourth quarter and overtime and stay out of foul trouble, right? Cat, Jalen Brunson, you're too valuable. Be on the court. Be smart. And I'd like to see them play Mitchell Robinson more than what they've done. The 20 minutes, play him a little more if possible because he's such a game changer when he's out there. Weeb the Dweeb has sent in an Asmaniac super chat. The fact that Quinnen has dealt with all the losing proves how mature he is, not immature. He's frustrated. We all are. People need to understand that. Yeah, I mean, Quinnen is used to winning, man. He went to Alabama. He's dealt with a lot of BS. How many coaches has he played for now? It's his 3rd head coach already. 4th if you count Obrick. So I'm a Quinnen fan. He's a really, really good player. And it's just shame he hasn't been a part of a team that's done anything yet because he deserves it. He's not the reason why this playoff drought is at 15 seasons and counting. You know? All right, let's get to your calls, shall we? Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is open. First up today is the great Rick Kent. What's up, Rick?
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
What's going on, Rick? How are you?
I'm getting ready for the Knicks tonight. I just wanted to show you. It worked for me last time in the last game against Boston. I am pulling out my 1999 Eastern Conference champion shirt that I've owned since 1999.
Let's go. Let's go. We need you to be rocking that tonight.
Yeah, it's way big on me, but I'm not going anywhere, so it doesn't matter. I'll swim in it. But I also have a bogus Jalen Brunson jersey that I bought from Parts Unknown. I bought 2 jerseys. I bought a Quincy Williams, which looks great, and a Jalen Brunson, which doesn't look so good. It's definitely looks like a knockoff, but I still have it. I'll put it next to my Jeremy Lin jersey that I bought a million years ago.
I don't have it with me in the city, but somewhere where all my old jerseys are, there is a Linsanity jersey.
Oh, I have one. I thought they were going to re-sign him, and I was all psyched.
Me too. I was devastated when they didn't.
I know. I was really upset. So it was a Chinese knockoff, but it looks great. It cost me $42, and I was really happy with it. But I haven't even worn it once, never, since that day. But I did pull it out when I watched the HBO documentary, 38 minutes. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Which is about insanity. That's about all I have to say, except what I sent you privately, which we don't need to talk about.
Yeah. All I'm going to say to you on that is, Rick, you're in a very, you're in a very, I can't even call it exclusive anymore, but welcome to the club.
Yeah. Listen, as long as I don't get the phone calls at 3 a.m. like some people are getting, I don't need that headache.
Love it. Rick, you're the man. Enjoy the game.
All right. Thanks, Jake.
Rick Kent checking in. Got the Jet Super Bowl shirt on. He's got the Nick shirt ready to go. Love it. Let's see. 25 says, was wearing my Brunson jersey for game 1. Will not be wearing it tonight. Yeah, switch it up. Whatever you did, do the opposite. That's the key here. Clearly has everything to do with that. The 25 was wearing a jersey that was cursed. Boomtown says, world-class human, world-class hair. That's a great slogan for Rick Kent. I like that. It's funny. Big fella. Rick Kent is a gentleman and legend. Nate says, Rick Kent is the man you hope your son to be. Has Rick Kent taken over the Dave Briga, Chuck Norris style jokes? Gent Nation says, who's Peter Castro going to pretend to be a tough guy on today? Any bets? Whoa. Peter Castro doesn't pretend to be a tough guy. He is a tough guy. All right, buddy?
Alan, go fuck yourself.
Language. That was on the first show today for those who missed it. We've been on some run of shows lately. I don't care if it's May. The ASMANIACS bring it year-round. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. More of your calls. Quick reminder for those of you that just tuned in late. At the end of this show, I'm giving away another signed jersey, signed Anthony Beck jersey. It's a daily raffle. We'll raffle it at the end of the show. If you join the raffle for the Beck jersey, you're automatically entered for the Mosley, Namath, and Walt Clyde Frazier jersey. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is someone we love, respect, and fear. It's time.
What's going on, Jake?
Hello, Kyle.
So I guess Rick's jersey was more of a Taiwanese knockoff than a Chinese knockoff.
Sounds like it's some sort of knockoff.
Yeah. It's sort of like Lynn was a knockoff of Steph Curry. It never quite panned out.
We had a great run with Linsanity, though, man.
What was it, 17 games, was it? Something like that?
Yeah, you know what's crazy, too? That happened right after the Giants won their Super Bowl, and it completely erased all the attention the Giants are getting. So as a Jet fan, I loved it because it was all about Lynn and the Knicks, and people forgot, like, the Giants were coming off their second championship in 4 years.
It's great. I'm glad that Q is showing some maturity. I've always loved him. I think he's a great player. I would have thought our priority in the offseason would be to get him a running partner in the middle of the D-line to take some pressure off him, but apparently we didn't want to take that tack because maybe we feel like we already have somebody in-house that can fill that role. I hope so. But, you know, we've still got a couple of good years left of this guy to get him to the playoffs and get this team to the playoffs. We got to take advantage of it while we can. He's the best player on the team. So let's do it. Now is as good a time as any. That's just basically how I feel about it.
I want to see guys that have been in the trenches, been here a long time. I want to see them get to experience some winning, man. It's just like it kills me that they've been bad for this long. That like even a guy like Bilal Powell, he was a really good Jet. He never made the playoffs once. He arrived in 2011, the year after they were in the championship game for the second year. Like it always bothers me when someone plays for my team and doesn't get a chance to experience any sort of winning because it's terrible because this fan base is so great. And like the best part about like the Jet fan base and really the New York fan base is it's a different level of passion once you get to the playoffs. And none of these guys got to experience any of that.
Yeah, that always stinks for your best players to go through that. My last comment has to do with the Knicks. The most cringeworthy part of that go New York, go part is the young guns who came to save us, like Greg Anthony and Hewitt Davis.
Yeah.
I was there. They weren't coming to save anybody. Like every big basket that we ever gave up, Greg Anthony was getting pushed down or slipping or falling to the floor. And Hubert Davis was Hubert Davis. I mean, in today's NBA, maybe he would have had a role, but back then, he was a guy who was lucky to sniff the floor. So that was kind of a little bit of a cringe and forced lyric in there, but I have high hopes for tonight. I'm actually going out to watch the game, so it must be a big one.
Wow, Kyle Clifton out and about. I'm very excited to see all the people tagging me in tweets of your appearance publicly.
There you go.
Big celebrity out.
Very good. I'll talk to you soon, Jake. Enjoy the weekend.
You too, Kyle. Appreciate you as always. Also, shout out to 25 who made a very funny joke saying, why is Angel Reese behind Kyle there? Shout out to the Liberty whooping up on Angel Reese's team yesterday. Thunderlips, Super Chat, Haliban will not be explosive tonight at the Garden. F Portnoy, F Boston, F the Pacers left. Let's go. I'd like to add one more F to that.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
Amen. The thing about Allen is he just hates. Like, it was, the Knicks are going to lose to Detroit. Then they're going to get swept by the Celtics. This and that. After every win, never give any credit to the Knicks. And it's just like, dude, just take the L. You lost. You lost. You root for the Hawks. Stop trying to rain on people's parade. More of your calls right now. Brian is on the line. Hello, Brian.
What's up, Jake? Long time no talk.
Brian, what's going on? Hello, Robert Saleh and Brian Glick.
Seriously.
Where'd you run into Robert Saleh?
I live in San Jose. He's my neighbor, sort of. So I'm at Costco. He's shopping with this kid. I'm shopping with my kid. And I'm like, Jet Hat, may I come over? All polite. He's like, come on over. Great handshake. Got to tell him how much I appreciated him.
So I wanted you to set the scene here. So you're at Costco.
Yep.
You just you just notice him. He's just there, just walking with his kid.
Yep. Doing it. He's huge. He's 6'3".
Yeah, you had a Jet hat on.
I have a Jet hat on.
That's awesome. And did he see you or you saw him? Like, what happened?
He looked at me. I pointed at my hat. I smiled. I said, can I come over? I don't want to disrespect the family time. He said, come on over. Got a handshake in. Told him I appreciated him from a team I love. I said, can I get a selfie? He's absolutely. And I pull my phone out. My screensaver is my son and I front row at the Jets Stadium. And he's like, that's awesome. And I'm like, I see her with your son. My son's right there. My wife is right there. She's a Niner fan. We're glad you're back. It was great. And then he's so kind. He's also a physically imposing. He could play middle linebacker. He's like,
jacked. Yeah,
he's huge. Such a good dude. Made me feel good. I got closure to the breakup that I didn't break up with him, but somebody else broke up with him. Did you talk
football with him, or it was just like, hey, like take the picture that you said thanks for the time, all that?
I said I appreciate everything you did to invest in my Jets. I love the Jets, so thank you. But I wanted to be respectful and let him do his thing. And after that, everyone else came up to me like, hey, did you talk to him? Can I get his picture? I'm like, not his agent. Like, just be polite. Like, don't mess with his family time. He's shopping with his son. It was cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Saleh, right? Like, no one could dispute him being like a good human being. Like, he's a good dude, really good defensive coach. Like, he's going to do well with the Niners. We all know this. We all wanted Saleh to be the guy. He's a likable guy. He just wasn't a good coach.
It didn't work out. I will say this. There was a moment where I thought, should I ask him if he dyes his beard? But I didn't. I held off. I was like, don't do that. I
would have asked him, be like, what? I would have just been like, what did you do? Like, what was it like when you just weren't coaching in the middle of the season still going on? Like, how weird was that? That would have been my question.
If he wasn't with his son, if he was shopping by himself, I would have been like, hey, can I talk more? But I've run into others like that in public, and you got to let them just be dad.
Oh,
right?
For sure. No, you did the right thing. I just I think it's cool that you read it to Robert Saleh, because he's not running into very many Jet fans in San Jose. Like, you're one of probably a few that lives up there.
I'm one that drives a customized, fully green vehicle with a Jets license plate with Jet stickers all over it. And yeah, I'm insane. So for sure. And, I'm at work, so I got to run, but go Knicks, baby. Let's
love
do
it.
this.
Brian, you're the man. And when you run into Tom Thibodeau, get a picture with him as well, all right? Good call there. That's pretty cool, man. That's cool. I mean, I obviously have heard a lot of stories about Saleh. He's a very good dude. That's why it just sucks that his brother watches the show. His brother was on this show at the draft stream last year when the Gotham guys were there and ran into him. So, I mean, that's why it sucks. Like, I liked Robert Saleh a lot. It just, shouldn't have been fired 5 games in. But ultimately, it didn't work. Very, very just disappointing. He's a good dude, though. Like, I have no ill will towards Robert Saleh. Like, he's going to do well with the Niners. We know this. Open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Accepting raffle entries for the Anthony Beck signed jersey that I will give away at the end of the show. So please keep that in mind. We're presented today by Huga House. If you want a performance line hat, these are brand new from Huga House. 20% off. Got to use code ASMAN at checkout. That's code ASMAN at checkout. They got them in a bunch of different colors. Shout out to my guy, Matt Siegel, who just sent me a photo before the show today of him rocking the green hat you see on the screen there. So appreciate Matt using the code. 20% off. Get yourself a brand new Huga House performance hat. HugaHouse.com. Promo code ASMAN at checkout. What do we got here? Stack says hit the like. We got over 200 people in here. Amen. Let's see. Thunderlips. Jake, if the Knicks win, you go in live. Probably not, because I'll be out celebrating on a Friday night. If something crazy happens and I got to do a quick reaction video, maybe I'll throw one up. I do plan on doing a show tomorrow, so I'll hit on the Knicks after we do some Jet Talk tomorrow. Likely not doing a show Sunday, though. I'm on Sirius for 4 hours from noon to 4, so if you want me, Sirius XM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio I'm hosting. Dana says that MF is swole, man. Yeah, Saleh's jacked. Big fella. Saleh's too much of a fan to be a head coach. I mean, he wouldn't be the first to be a really good coordinator or not a great head coach. That's the concern you have anytime you hire a first-time head coach. Ralphie says he's a great DC and great impregnator. Is that a term? Impregnator? I know what you're saying. He does have like 7 kids, so I understand. I just wasn't sure if a good impregnator is a term or not. But for this show, it is. So Robert Saleh.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Times 7. Snowball says, if our wins were as swole as Saleh, if only. Yep. Catskills. Knicks have a lot of pressure on them. They do, but you know what? They've had pressure on them before, and they've responded. Got to do it again. Michael says, where is Neil? He would say he ran into Saleh in the locker room while getting ready to shower. That's a good point. Barbarossa says, give me 10 good men and I'll impregnate the bit. And that's from Game of Thrones, right? Bronn the Broken. Big fella, will Ice Spice ruin Sauce's career? I don't believe so. Oregon says, AG's the next bum coach. Woody can't hire a coach for bleep. Well, he didn't hire Saleh. And he didn't hire Gase. His brother did. He hired Bowles. Bowles ultimately wasn't a good coach for the Jets. He's become a decent coach, I'd say, for Tampa. They've had some success. Woody hired Rex. He hired Mangini. He hired Herm, and they all made the playoffs. So I don't know if Woody can't hire a coach. He just hasn't had a good one in a while that he's hired, to be fair to him. Hopefully Glenn's different. You won't find anyone that's saying anything bad about Aaron Glenn. Mike, Knicks winning by double digits tonight. I'm in. Lee Van says, why do we have Jet fans everywhere? I don't get it. Because Jet fans are amazing. That's why. Think about what I do for a living, right? I talk about this team every day. They have been awful. But I can still do it because of how amazing the fan base is. That's how much people love football in New York and love this team. It's a passion unlike anything else. And Jet fans are everywhere because New York's the biggest city in the world and we have transplants all over the country. That's why. We don't deserve, like, the Jet organization doesn't deserve us. Although we said, and I've said this for a while now, the Jet organization doesn't deserve its fan base, but they're lucky they have us. They're very lucky they have us. Felix is in the raffle for 5. Always good to get a Felix raffle entry in. 5 spot from Felix. Felix, let's go. Reminder, raffle at the end of the show, your chance to win a signed and authenticated Anthony Beck jersey. Mike Dems is in our raffle for 1. Mike, thank you very much. More of your calls. If you want to call in, we do have open phone lines right now. Joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who needs zero introduction. When he calls in, whether you love him or hate him, you stop what you're doing and you watch it happen.
Judge Johnny, Mike D's nuts, and that Rick clown. You little dirtbags. You bunch of asshole chicken shit. You want to play fire with fire? You stepping on my world. I'm the pimp and you're my hose. You piss me off, now you're paying for it. You ain't got the dick to go distance with me. You're nothing but weak. Little girls with your little credit cards think you're so funny you can send me to the hole. Well, your days are numbered and Armageddon is coming for all 3 of you. You don't know when it's coming and you don't know where it's gonna come from. Get ready. That is some tasty water. Don't ask where I went, Mr. Jake. You know where.
Oh, Wendy's.
That's right. A man's choice. I don't go to Burger King. Burger King is for the simple-minded, for the simple fools.
What are you drinking?
What does it look like to you?
Soda.
Agua, namas.
It looks like soda, Beast.
No, you didn't clear. You don't look clearly.
Well, I can't see in your attic. It's dark.
Again, let's not do this again.
There you go.
There you
now
go.
I can see. Now let me ask you this: you notice a difference in the quality of water between Wendy's and Burger King?
Well, Burger King is disgusting. Here's the thing: I had Burger King for so many years as a kid.
I could tell.
After a few years, it just dies. It just died. Same with Chinese food. To me, Chinese food just died. Like, when you go through a phase in life, you gotta learn to change with the program. Like, changing times. Like, okay, I didn't like Mexican food when I was a kid, but now I like it even better because it's more up to par and up to scale. Chinese food doesn't last. It just doesn't taste right to me. It's gone. Like, it's like you have a taste for certain something, and then it just goes. But I do like what I'm seeing here with this Quinnen Williams guy. I think we're onto something here, and it's gonna be
Beast.
Nice try. Oh, I'm gonna say one thing.
Stop farting on my show.
I barely had food yet. I just ate. For crying out loud, I didn't even fart yet.
Wendy's. What do you think that is?
Understandable. But I'm just trying to say here is,
what did you get from Wendy's?
The real Baconator, my man. The good stuff. You know,
the real bit. So what would you consider the fake Baconator? Just curious.
Something small, like I'll give you an example. The cheeseburger from Burger King, that's small. That looks like a microscopic little mini man version of a Baconator. That's crap. That's crap to me. Not good enough for me. That's weak. Made for the pity, savor the weak. And come Monday, there's gonna be a surprise.
I thought you're not showing up Monday.
Oh, I'm not going to, but there's gonna be a surprise. You
I
don't know when. You don't know when a surprise is gonna hit, and you don't know when a bomb's gonna come. It's gonna be a big surprise. You don't know when it's coming, and you don't know where it's gonna come from.
What are you gonna do?
Remember, would somebody stop playing the farts back there? I mean, I love those farts, but unfortunately, my stomach bowels are not ready yet. I'm trying to have the agua to wash it down. Do a little thing from Jules of Pulp Fiction going.
Beast, remember you said you were on a diet? Brian writes in that the real Baconator at Wendy's has 1,010 calories.
Mr. Brian, do you ever have any fun, or are you just gonna sit at home with your pink shorts on, looking like a loser? Think about that first, kid. But
how do you know he has pink shorts?
Read the brain, follow the mind.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: you said you were going on a diet, though, Beast, and this is a couple days in a row now.
I've actually done really I've done really good here.
Have you?
Plenty of water, and plus yesterday on my steps, I hit a grand total of 6,354. See, I keep everything on this phone here. See, I keep my steps, and I watch all my steps. See, I keep everything up to date. Every other day, I also update on this phone. See, when I get my updates, what do I do to those? Update, update, update. That's how you're supposed to. You go update. That's what you're supposed to do. Same with computers. When you get a thing that says your computer needs to update right now.
You drink
yes,
coffee,
I
Beast?
know. Repeat that.
Do you drink coffee?
Are you nuts, Marcus? I don't drink coffee, son. I only drink tea, Minute Maid, milk, and other vice versa. But
What
not
type of
coffee,
milk?
my friend.
1%,
2%, 2%, my friend. 2%
Breast?
only.
No.
2% only. Thank you.
Barbarossa says he's just talking out of his ass in more ways.
Hey,
than one.
Barbarossa, I heard you were talking through the grapevine, but unfortunately, your grapevine doesn't add up to my fruit vine, little fella. So why don't you go do this? Go get a shovel, go do some gardening for a change, boy, and come back to me.
Thank you for the time, Beast. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline right now, it's one of the all-time greats. We say hello to a man who's ready to go, a man who's ready to watch the New York Knicks even up the Eastern Conference Finals tonight at one game apiece. The King has arrived. He's the king. The king is here.
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. It's always good to see you, my brother. I know yesterday I wanted to call in, man. I know we all just lost 10% of our brain cells behind that call. But you know, I just want to say a couple things, man. It's been a lot of loose booty gourmet going on. A lot of loose. It's madness on the Jake Asman show. But let me just say this, man. I wanted to call in yesterday because I wanted to say this, man. It's a lot of Nick talk, but I want to say this about the Jets, man. Shout out to Q, man. Shout out to Q being the leader of the team, man. Holding it down for years for the team, man. He got much of my respect, and everybody should be listening to him on the defensive side of the ball, and even if you're on the offensive side of the ball, because Q is one of them dogs that we talk about on that field that we need. So, but let me just say this, man. You know, it's a lot of chatter and a lot of bandwagon and a lot of this bullshit talk that all of these Pacer guys is talking about, man. Let me just say this, bro. We the better team, okay? At the end of the day, Y'all can say what y'all want to, but we know we the better team. We know we let our foot off the gas, all right? And we know in the playoffs that cannot be tolerated, okay, at all right? That was a devastating, heartbreaking loss. But at the end of the day, we gotta move on because it's gonna be a long series, okay? Let's not get it twisted like we not the better team. Like Brunson ain't dropped 41, all right? Like Cat wasn't doing this thing. He got plenty of rest when Mitch was doing this thing out there on the floor. Okay? Getting us offensive rebounds and all of that. All right. Don't get it twisted. All right. At the end of the day, we know we better. And when we go to Indiana, we're going to show what type of road team we are. Don't get it twisted. Please don't. Because I see a lot of bandwagons and a lot of bullshit jaw-jacking all of these sucker duck freaks out here, these zesty light-skinned sucker duck freaks out here talking about, oh, the series is over. The Knicks blew it. Oh, a team that goes up 1-0 usually wins this. We don't want to hear that shit. We battle tested. Don't get it twisted. I ain't playing, Jake, because there's a lot of chatter, man. It's a lot of damn chatter. And it's coming from all of these sucker freaks on ESPN and all of these fake-ass fans that's going for the bases, man. You big sucker duck freaks. Ain't nobody trying to listen to that bull, man. It's the Knicks, and it's the New York Knicks forever. Stop playing, man. All of that chatter, man, like we ain't battle tested. Hey, man, I'm just fired up, man, because at the end of the day, when we go 1-1, then what? Then what they gonna say? It's the same mouths that was talking that Boston shit. Fuck you, Allen. Jets.
He's the king. Bravo to the great King Lowski. Look, the bottom line is this: Indiana's a really good team. I think the Knicks are a better team, and the Knicks had a historic collapse that has never happened in the history of basketball. No team's ever lost up by that much with that little time. We've never seen it. It took the perfect storm of bleep for that to happen. I'm banking on the Knicks bouncing back tonight. And it's going to be a war in Indiana, but they've been a good road team this year. They've been a really good road team in the playoffs, but you got to win tonight. You know, the people saying, oh, it's a wake-up call. I agree. It is. But now you have no margin for error. So you can't play with your food tonight. You got to win. All right, guys got to go out there, play their role, and be the team that you were for the 45 minutes before the collapse happened on Wednesday. Period. It's a must-win. All right. Oh, but Jake, it's not. It's a must-win. This team's going to go into Indiana and win the next two if they're down 0-2? Really? Got to win. Got to win. I'll open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Not a super chat, but a good comment here from Nicholas who says, I'm in the Philippines for work and my YouTube TV won't work in the country, dying to watch the Knicks game. Here's what you can do, Nicholas. Try the TNT app and get someone to give you a cable login. If that doesn't work, basically try and find one of those streams off Reddit and see if you can get the game that way. There's got to be a way for you to watch it. That's the way to do it. Lee says, I'm going to Central Park, Jake, watch party. Lee, I didn't know the Knicks were doing is it a Nick watch party? Because they did the thing at Radio City for game 1. What are they? I haven't seen what they're doing tonight. Nate says he's going to show the game in the Discord. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, live from the Philippines, is Nick. Nick, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, I'm here. I'm here for work. So it's what is it? 5 a.m. It's 12 hours. It's 5 a.m. Saturday.
Oh my God. I didn't realize there was that significant of a time jump. Yeah. So you got up early to watch this game, or are you working during the game? Because it's Saturday there. So are you off on the weekend?
No, I have a presentation later, but we're staying on regular time. We're staying on East Coast time for this event. I'm only here 5 days, 6 days. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't hope my Wi-Fi is good. I'm in this hotel. So
you sound great. Yeah. There's definitely a way for you to get this game tonight, or for us tonight, for you this morning.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try the Reddit streams. I'm gonna try a Max log, and I went to YouTube TV and everything comes up, but then it's like, oh, you hit on any channel that says not available in this country. So whatever. But I'm representing.
I love it. Well, if you need a way to get it, someone in the Discord will have a link. So I don't know if you're a Patreon user at all, but another avenue for you.
Yeah, I'll figure something. I work in tech, so I'll figure something out.
Yep, 100%.
Just want to give a shout out to you guys. Great show. Great meeting you in the draft party too, Jay.
Yeah, great to meet you, Nick. I'm glad you made it.
All right, guys. Take care.
Nick, appreciate it. Good luck with the trip, and hopefully you get a way to watch the game. 5 a.m. out there, man. I think that's the first call we've taken from the Philippines. We've taken calls from a lot of exotic countries out there. That might be the first from the Philippines. Nate says, tell Nick C that if he has a friend log into his YouTube TV from New York, he'll be good for a while for New York events. Another way around it. There you go. Oregon writes in, is the Asman show supportive of callers like Beast portraying themselves as veterans? I'm not letting this go till Beast apologizes. Beast, are you going to apologize to Oregon Jets?
You know what he gets? Cry me a river, boy. You know what I mean by this? Cry me a river.
I don't know what you mean.
You hold the violin like this, and then
on
you
your man boob?
No, you hold like this. They tell you that's in music class. You hold the violin like this, and you strum, and then you play, but you gotta use your fingers while you're playing. That's why I learned from the best. And to Oregon Jets, you get 1, 2.
Wow.
The 3. And Knicks tonight. Go Knicks! Go New York! Go New York! Go!
Would you silence, or should I do one of these?
You got your answer, Oregon Jets. Pieces standing on business. Very sad. Bad decision, in my opinion. Nicholas writes in, thanks, everyone. We'll give it a shot. Love the ASMANIACS. That's awesome, Nick. Good luck. I've never been anywhere near the Philippines. Barbarossa says, let's get big fella up in here to talk some sense in the Beastbreaker. I agree. Well, we learned yesterday that the big fella is Beast therapist, for those who caught the show. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, when we needed someone to step up, he's there.
He's home, his bed is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his bell is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, he loves the Jets, super chats. Where's a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. Where's a big fella?
Hey, what's up, man?
Big fella, I'm going to bring in your I guess client? Yeah.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beast.
Hello.
Wait. What Metallica shirt is that?
Damage Incorporated.
Oh, nah, I'm not like the ones in white. It's all right, but hey, whatever works. But Monday I'm going to be doing my own thing and having a little bit fun.
Listen to me. Did you ever serve in the military? I'm just asking.
JROTC in high school. 16 years old.
Okay, but did you
Now,
ever?
now to the crybabies on here, I'm gonna do this. Let me get this off here. Turn this off here. You ever see this? Hold the violin like this. This is all the crybabies. Cry me a river with the violin.
Beast. Let me do this for me, okay? In respect for all the veterans and all the people who died in war, take off the police officer thing and the warrior thing just for this weekend. This weekend is a very special weekend.
Oh, don't worry. I'll take we'll do, and then we're gonna go back to basics after the holiday season.
Okay, that's fine.
And Monday I will be watching from all sides. So don't think I won't be watching. I got something ready for you know who. He screws up. This will be full in effect. There's $80 on this card, so somebody's gonna be singing.
At least hopefully I'm going to be heading out to Chicago sometime in the future. And
all right. Well, I'll tell you what.
I want to get tacos with you, pal.
Well, there is a couple Mexican joints up in Berwyn, and I'll tell you right here. You want some good ones? There's a good one on 26th and Ridgeland Avenue. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's right across from the Berwyn Civic Center. That's why I used to call some of the wrestling matches back in the heyday, but that's in the past now. Whatever was in the past, we leave it back there for several reasons. One, it doesn't exist to me anymore, and two, we have to move on with the future. The future is here, and the future is now.
Okay, I just want to let you know though, because like saying that you served in war or in battle or something like that, that's not a good thing.
Stolen valor, Beast. Stolen valor. They'll put you in prison for that.
Just to let you know, it's not a good thing.
Identity theft is not a joke.
You want to know something? You know who would do that? Bobby Beasley would do that. Yeah. You don't want to be like him.
well, you want to hear a good one? You want to hear a good one? He tried to claim he taught me how to play guitars. Because got me this, and I'm going, are you seriously on crack?
But saying that you fake teaching somebody to play guitar and faking to be in battle are two totally different things, man.
This guy, well, I know this guy's gonna try and AI some weird shit, but if he tries to AI some of my voice, that's going to cost him some parental damage.
It seems like a lot of people are siding with Beasley now, Beast. You got to be careful. You had the public support.
Well, Beasley's a fraud because half of them are a bunch of ass kissers. You know why? Because he's looking for one word, and that one word only. It's a 9-letter word if we play a game of Scrabble. And I remember what Chuck Woolery once said. Remember, the pink and blue bowling squares are one. The pink bowling square is 1,000. The blue is a 500 shot. So just remember that.
You lost Ryan. He wrote, "I take back Beast growing on me. He's an asshole."
Hey, Ryan, here's the violin.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
Oh, no.
You don't want to do that.
Bad idea, Beast.
You don't want to do
You're
that.
losing your public support.
Listen, you got to look. What do we talk about? Just act right, be yourself, and everything will be fine. Remember?
I know, but as always, we can keep it, to a nice. Yeah, that's the old little Stark Paranoid going. There you go. But let's get moving on to the next caller. And
I know that song. I don't know about that.
All right, we'll get to more of your calls right now. Joining us right now on the Gusbuster Hotline is Beastbreaker. What's going on, Beast?
Hey, Beast, how you doing?
¿Qué pasó, amigo?
Not much. Just wanted you to stop putting the warrior thing on your tag underneath.
Well, world conqueror, yeah, because I've already dominated the world.
Oh, you are a world conqueror
with force.
Warrior.
With the force that I got more than just a force. And just yesterday, my Dragon Force album showed up from England.
Oh, they suck.
The brand new power of the Triforce. But you know what's funny?
Dragon Force is terrible. You know that.
No.
You know they're awful.
Do you know what's funny? Power of the Triforce is actually a song from a video game called The Legend of Zelda. If anyone remembers the game Zelda from '86, I've actually played Zelda. It's a very difficult game. There's 9 worlds, but in the end, you gotta beat Ganon, and that is a great game, by the way.
That was
It's been great watching you from the desk. Like it's a whole different visual now.
It's not bad. I mean,
everything's different.
Yeah, I got my pictures in the back. Things are good.
I love it.
Good. Rat Pack doing it up. But go Knicks tonight, baby.
Must
win. I think they're going to win by 20 points tonight.
20? Oh, my God. They never win by 20.
No, I think they're going to do that because I think that they, because of that, the way they lost, I think they're just going to keep their foot on the gas the entire game and just not let up at all.
I hope. I think Indiana is capable of playing better earlier in the game, too, though. But remember, Indiana came out red hot. They didn't miss a shot at the beginning. That's probably not sustainable either. So I think the Knicks win tonight. They win by 20. That would be nuts. Sign me up for that.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that. I mean, we'll see, but that's what I would put my money on, to be honest.
I love it.
Yeah.
Big fella, you're the man. And your Mosley jersey that you won will be sent out this upcoming week.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You got it.
Go Jets. Go ASMANIACS. Love y'all and have a good weekend. Memorial Day, baby.
Let's go. The big fella checking in. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with your calls right now. But first, we acknowledge Ralphie's super chat. He's in the raffle for 5 with this. Go New York Knicks and let's go Mets. I'm in for the Beck jersey, at least not a Kyle Brady one. Not Kyle Brady. Anthony Beck, who still works for the Jets as their radio analyst with Bob Wischusen. And he was their first-round pick, part of that 2000 draft class 25 years ago, which is crazy. We're doing this at the end of the show. It's going to be a bit of a shorter show here, so gift if you want in. And if you enter this raffle, you're also entered in the weekly raffle for the Clyde Frazier jersey, Joe Namath jersey, and the CJ Mosley jersey. Let's say hi to Josh, who's up next on the show. What's up, Josh?
What's up, Jake? How's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you? How was did you have school today, or you guys get a long weekend? Just Monday, right?
Yeah, long 3-day weekend, but Monday's off.
Nice.
Look, I'm calling in here. First, I mean, you see the Nets poster. I'm a Brooklyn kid through and through, but I gotta say, I think this is gonna be a Knicks old-fashioned butt whooping today. I think the way they lost against Indy in Game 1, there's no way they don't come out with a fire in their shoes. I think it's wire to wire for the Knicks, like whatever, like just a good old-fashioned Oklahoma City. I think the Knicks easily win by 20. I'm on big fella's train here.
I think it's going to be close for a while. Could I see the Knicks pulling away and holding the lead this time? I could picture that. I don't know. This team has been unable to really blow teams out all year until that Celtics game last Friday, which was shocking to me. But I hope you guys are right. I believe me. I think the Knicks will win. I just don't think it's going to be as easy as some people think it will be.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just think they have too much star power, right? Like the Pacers can shoot from 3. Obviously, that's never going to happen again. What they did at the end of that fourth quarter, they're going off for all those in a row. So as long as the Knicks can shoot somewhat decent from 3, they get solid minutes from Bridges and Hart. I think the Knicks really pull away. But Jets-wise, what I wanted to say to you, I'm big on the offense, but where I really like the Jets, I love watching Jets football when the defense is solid. It just makes it so much more of a fun game. Like we can rely on the defense to get the offense the ball back. I get coaching-wise, there's a ton of changes. It's basically an entirely new system, new everybody everywhere. But roster-wise, what are you looking at defensively that like really sets you apart from last year? Because we had talent last year. It was big time underperformance. They pick up Cisco, they lose a couple other pieces. Roster-wise, what are you looking at defensively?
Yeah, look, I think defensively, there's a lot of existing talent there. Could they add someone to maybe be a DT, someone that gets cut from a different team, a veteran before camp? Yes. I'm going in with the expectation, though, that they're going to piece it together at defensive tackle. And for the most part, they're pretty set. The biggest defensive storyline to me, Josh, Brandon Stevens and A.Z. Thomas. If A.Z. Thomas is as good as they think he's going to be, and there were some good reports about him the other day when the media was there, what do you do with Stevens, who you paid a lot of money to? So that's the question. Can you move him to safety? So what they do at the secondary, I think, is the most intriguing defensive storyline as we get closer to training camp.
Yeah, I agree. But it's also where we have the most talent on this roster. Right. So, like, it's crazy that we're we're probably ahead of all the other teams. We don't even know what's going to happen there. We could be paying a guy 30 plus over 3 years, and he might even not even play a full season. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with him. I mean, they paid him to be a corner, but then I don't think they thought that Thomas would be available. But Aaron Glenn has said competition. He wants the best player to be out there. I don't know. I think when push comes to shove, if that's true, there's a scenario where Stevens plays safety, and then you put Thomas out there next to Sauce.
Yeah, I feel like that was the attitude in the draft. Like, I don't really care. I think they were saying we don't really care where we're getting guys. Let's just stack roster pieces, try and get the best available players, then we'll mold this roster into something great down the line.
I agree with that. We'll see if they're actually true to that, though. They've said that,
Yeah.
but you pay a guy that kind of money, it's tough to not play him. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, new regime, so we'll have to see about everything. But good luck to your Knicks. Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, that's all I got.
Josh, you're the man. Have a great weekend. All right.
You too. Happy long weekend.
There you go. Josh checking in. Adam writes in, salute to our veterans and to all their families. We love you. Yep. Memorial Day weekend. We got the flag right here. Amen. Let's see. A staple of the Friday call. Also, before I get to the next call, Nicholas says, found a stream for the Knicks. Boom. He's good to go. I'll be watching the Knicks from the Philippines. Leo's dog says, best call of the day by a 13-year-old. Knows more than most people out there. I agree with that. 2 super chats. Or 2 raffle entries from Thunderlips. Here's to the heroes who fought, who fell, who will never be forgotten. Their courage and sacrifice ensures the freedom we enjoy today. We remember them, and we will always be grateful. F you, Beast. That from Thunderlips.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
If we're just throwing out FUs, I'd like to add that to the conversation. And this.
Fuck you, Alan.
All right, let's continue now with your calls. We got the FUs out of the way. Barbarossa's next. Hello, Barbarossa.
Hey, cheers, guys. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Friday to everybody.
Happy Friday.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about is just the Jets. And I listened to what Quinnen said. And just this is one piece, and I think many that is a culture building. It's clear evidence of building culture. And culture starts from the top down. And that is why the Jets have been so bad for the past for a really long time. Because honestly, like Woody Johnson, he sucks. We know that. He can't set the culture, so it's up to the coach now or the GM. And some of our GMs haven't been very good either. The last time we had really good culture was Rex Ryan for a couple of years, and it was sort of dependent on the talent that we had. And I see Aaron Glenn doing something that's different. He's really trying to. He's getting because it's like I said, it's top down. He's getting the captains on board, and he's going to get buy-in from these players when you have someone like Quinnen Williams speaking to guys on the offense and defense. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do think it's big to have Quinnen on board for the reasons you outlined. It does start at the top, but we could do the right things and get guys to buy in. If they don't see results, they'll lose faith. Everyone's trying to buy in and believe. And I think Glenn has a lot of credibility because he was a player too, and he played for the franchise. That helps. He was a Jet. He could go to Quinnen and be like, I know you were here for 2020. I was on the 96 team. I know what that's like. Like, he can relate to these guys, but they got to win like that. Like, it only goes so far. It's why I keep saying this a lot, and people think, oh, as long as they get better throughout the year. I really think, given the history of this franchise, what they have personally been through the last few years in particular, a good start for this new regime, I think, is really important for that buy-in.
I completely agree with you. But I'm just getting the sense that he's just a very different coach than Saleh, and you can see it in the way players are taking accountability. I just have a hard time believing if something like this happened under Saleh, Quinnen Williams would not be saying this exact same thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. 100%. Saleh, could you ever think of him disappointing any player?
No, he was the cool uncle like that. He's not going to ground you. He's going to hide the beers from your parents or something. So it's like, it just, and it took a while for me to see that. And there are a lot of other guys, that definitely saw that sooner. So props to them. But while we're on taking accountability, let's just dial it back, Beast. You know, we all love you, and let's in the chat though. Let's remember when he was rapping, and we kind of, you know, we forgave him for that. So let's try and remember that we can, you know, we can forgive for, you know, for things as long as the person really means it. Let's try to remember that as well. But I also wanted to say, if there's going to be a trial, or if there's a lawyer present on Monday, then we're going to need a judge. I have myself a gavel right here.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
actually, it is my uncle's, and he was in the Blind Veterans Association. Oh shit! It's like right here. There you go. It's like right there. So
Wow.
if we need a judge, I've got a little something for us if we need that.
You know, let's see if Beasley truly calls in during the Monday show. I'm very
I'll
excited.
I'll be listening. I'll make sure I'm here. I'll have the gavel. I'll have a robe too if we really want to get. I got a little something. I might even have like an old timey George Washington wig I can throw on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know my grandpa gave me one of those when he gave me a bunch of like swords or whatever. So it's around here somewhere. I'll find it. So if we need a magistrate or an arbiter, I can definitely I'd be happy to do that. I could definitely be a an impartial arbiter of any disagreements, regardless of how I might feel about Beast or Beasley or anybody else. I definitely so I definitely think I could do that.
Barbarossa, you're a man of many talents, as we've learned. Tremendous job.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Love it.
Go Knicks.
Go Knicks. Amen. Must win. Great call by Barbarossa there. Always brings it. Nicholas gifting a membership from the Philippines in the raffle for one. I'll tell you what, though, Nicholas, if you do win the Beck jersey, I'm not sending it to the Philippines. We're sending it back to the U.S. And by the time you get it, you'll be back in the U.S. He's in the raffle for one. Last chance to get in here. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Jets talk, Knicks talk. It's all open. Football talk. Jets being in favor of the tush push broke this week. That's good. Rick says, Quinnen said he spoke with AG about it. I'm sure he got scolded. I think AG probably kept it real with him. Like, hey, don't appreciate you doing this before you spoke to me. Here's what I'm all about. And they probably hit it off from there. Like, Aaron Glenn's not going to take bleep from anyone. That we know. Nicholas says, 129 Philippine peso. Sounds like a lot. I'll be back in New Jersey on Tuesday. Love that. All right, he's sending in an ASMANIACS super chat from the Philippines. Sick. Dave Brigham wants to know what Barbarossa's usual Friday night beer intake. Who drinks more on a Friday night? Barbarossa with beer or David T with Fireball? That's the question. Speaking of questions, we end the show with everyone's favorite segment, including Nate, parenthesis Nate. It's time for a segment we call Ask Jake Anything.
It's time for Ask Jake Anything. Ask about New York sports. Can't afford a therapist? Maybe Jake can help. We can even discuss if the moon landing was real. Seriously, ask Jake anything.
Your questions on anything, throw them in. Dana writes in, the word fireball turns my stomach. I can't do fireball either. I can't do tequila and I can't do fireball. It makes me nauseous. It's a shame because I lived in Texas where everyone drinks tequila. Couldn't do it. Josh wants to know thoughts on the tight end depth. It is a concern. I don't think Rucker's very good. I got to see it. I think Mason Taylor is going to be a player, though, so I guess we'll see. Jet Nation writes in, what percentage chance do you think the moon landing was real? 0 to 100. I'm at 99.9 because I believe in achievement, Jet Nation NYC. All right? If Dave Briga says it's real, I believe it's real. Big fella says, crazy thing just happened with my GrubHub order. I would love to know. Emmanuel says, Jake, are you going to any other away games? Not planning on it, Emmanuel, unless the games matter. For instance, I could go to the New Orleans game because my friend lives in New Orleans, so I'd have a place to stay. If that was a big game, I'd consider it. That's late in the year. The Jets have to earn the right for me to spend more money to go see them. That's the thing. Last year, I flew all the way to London to watch them lose. I can't. I can only handle so much pain. Big fella said that he had a GrubHub story for us, and I need that story. But first, Thunderlips with a super chat. Jake, grow the full beard with just a stash. You're popping up on Beastbreaker's protection app. It's a playoff stash, Thunderlips. We need the win tonight. I'm pulling out all the stops. Let's check in now with the aforementioned big fella. Big fella, break down what happened.
Hey, man. So what happened was I ordered from Shake Shack, right? I ordered
Good
this.
choice.
I ordered for my whole family. Guy comes, drops off the bag in front of the house, but it was a Chipotle bag. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So it's a kid's meal, bro, in the bag. So I'm like, what is going on? So what happened? So I call up GrubHub. I chat with them. I'm like, look, this it's wrong, you know. So they refunded my money, right? I was like, well, I want the order, so I'm gonna order it again.
Oh no.
So I ordered the damn thing again, and the driver comes back like 20 minutes later saying, I'm so sorry, my order, you know, I screwed up. He hands me the original order. And I gave him the Chipotle order. Okay. And he's trying to tell me like he's going to lose his job if I don't talk to GrubHub and stuff. And he didn't speak English. So I'm speaking into his phone. And it was Turkish, I think. And he's like, no call GrubHub. No call GrubHub. I'm like, bro, I already did. What are you talking about? So now I don't know what's going on, but it looks like I'm getting 2 for the price of 1.
So wait a second. If I'm understanding correctly, you already got your money refunded, and then did you have to spend money to order it again, or they comped that for you?
No, I had to spend the money again. Okay, but I got the original order for free.
So you got a free, a huge order from GrubHub, basically, because this guy screwed up, and now he's worried he might be canned for messing up. But why would he be fired for that? Like they don't fire you for one order mix up.
I don't know. The crazy thing is, I tried to wave him down. And he just sped off in the beginning. He's driving this like souped up car. And I'm like, it's not right. It's not right. And he took off and he comes back 20 minutes later. So yeah, it was pretty wild, bro.
That is crazy. I've had this happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I ordered something from GrubHub and it just never came. So then I canceled it, got refunded, and then I ended up ordering kind of like with you. Ended up ordering something else, and then I got my original meal. It just showed up. Like the guy was just super late, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, I have lunch tomorrow now.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean, I feel bad if I don't want the guy to lose a job. I mean, I don't think he would, but it's like, you know,
he'll get another job. It sounds like that guy is a hard worker. He believes in achievement. Dave Brigger will give him one pep talk. He'll get a job immediately.
He definitely went to Brigham State. I'm telling you that right now. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all, and hope you all have a great weekend.
Well, you have a great dinner. I mean, what's better than Shake Shack on a Friday?
Chicken nuggets for everybody, baby.
Hey.
All right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the big fella, and we're gonna play him out the way we know how.
He's home with Bill on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, Bill is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, Bill is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the Jets, super chats. Well, the big fella sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. Well, that's a big fella.
The big fella, Anthony, in the raffle for 5. He might be the last person to enter the raffle for a chance at the Anthony Beck jersey. Let's go, Anthony.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
5 new channel members. Let's see who got them. If you hear your name called, you're one of the people that got them. 5 people. Raul Patel, Freddie McKnight, Mad Willie, R&R, Luis Cordova, all receiving channel memberships from Anthony. Bino with a super chat. Jacob, I want to wish you and all the Asmaniacs a happy Memorial Day. Let's remember the brave souls who fought for the right that we can be Asmaniacs. Amen. Thank you to everyone out there who served or anyone of their families who served. Johnny Bobani says Anthony's not going to be the last person to get the membership. I'm going to do it. He's in for 5. Let's freaking go.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
5 spot. If you hear your name called, you thank Johnny Bobani, Thomas Rossi, Elton B. Astro is off the chain, Phil M, F.R. Kuzi, all receiving channel memberships. A lot of members today. Love that. And Chef Kevin was on the show on the first one today, and people were slamming the Chef Kevin emoji, which is our most recent emoji. Jet Nation wants to know, Jake, you've said that, Jake, are you sold that the Jets have done irreparable damage to the fan base, or over time it will go away? If they win, it will go away. What I mean by that is normally there's a lot of renewed optimism when the Jets go to an offseason. They have a new regime. We talk ourselves into the team being good. And while some are still doing that, many are just out. Many are just down in the dumps, don't care, aren't being sucked back in, didn't renew their tickets. That's what I mean with irreparable damage. The damage could be healed if they win. They haven't won. In the past, Jet fans would just give you blind optimism based on just nothing. Party with Peg and Artie in 4, 5. Yeah.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Party with Peg and Artie gifting 5 channel memberships here. Beagle Tree, WDAR, Garrett, Oscar, the Grouch. What a crop of memberships. By the way, Addison gifted a membership at the Buzzer on the first show today, and it went to Jay Quest. So Addison got a free item from the merch store as promised. But I won't spoil what he did with it. He donated it to a very special Asmaniac. Stay tuned. Now, I don't know what the comment was, the original comment was, but I'm scrolling through the chat, and I see a comment here from Jeffrey that says, did you then shit for 2 months straight, Chew? So now I got to scroll up and see what Mother effing Chew must have wrote that warranted such a comment. Here it is. I once ordered 3 entrees from Red Lobster, and they sent me 3 big bags of shit, lobster, everything. I ate Red Lobster for a week. There was at least 14 to 50 entrees in there. Wow. So reading that is kind of funny. At first, I'm like, they sent you 3 bags of shit? Then I see what you're saying there. Shit as in lots of stuff they sent you from Red Lobster. I haven't had Red Lobster. I've had most chains. I've never had Red Lobster because I have a shellfish allergy, so I just never gone. It's a shame, too, because I love sushi. But I can't have crab, can't have lobster, oysters, shrimp. Can't do it. You want to talk about what it looks like to be an influencer? Liam writes, and I put my belly on all my beds now. That's the influencer, big fella. James with a super chat, an Asmaniac one. Go Knicks. Yeah.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Must win. Must win at Madison Square Garden. Boomtown says, no, Jake, you must take it literal. It was bags of shit. Thank you, Boomtown 3D Boxing. Dave says, Red Lobster doesn't have a legitimate lobster meal. They have no lobster on the entire menu at Red Lobster. Is that true? Josh says, who starts next year at left guard after Simpson's done? I didn't invest all this capital in the O-line for one good year. I hope they keep Simpson. He's only 28. Good leader. He seems like he's an ascending player now. I'd work on keeping him. Keep the same guys together. Let's get some continuity on the offensive line. Dave Briggs says, try to order a lobster tail at Red Lobster. It's not happening. Interesting. Pino says Red Lobster uses rock lobster. It's a fugazi. Beast says he'd rather have Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake, I've always been a fan of cheesecake. I like cheesecake, Beast. You wrote or Five Guys or Cane's. Cane's is my number one. Like Raising Cane's is my go-to. The Caniac combo, the best. The lemonade, the best. Cane sauce better than Chick-fil-A sauce. Boom. You heard it here first. Also, if you get the Caniac combo, substitute the coleslaw. You don't need that. Either get extra fries or extra Texas toast. No one wants coleslaw with their chicken tenders. All right, give me extra fries or extra Texas toast. If you're going to the Knicks game tonight, there's a Cane's now in Penn Station, so check it out. There's also one in Times Square, and then there's a Cane's by, where is it? I think by Grand Mercy, there's another Cane's too. I'm trying to remember where it specifically is. It is. There's a Cane's right near. Washington Square Park. Not far. Liam says, never had Cane's. Got to try it. Dana says, Cane's sandwich is amazing. Big fella's never had Cane's. Oh, you got to try it. Pretty soon, Raising Cane's will be everywhere. Remember when Chick-fil-A first started like popping up 10 years ago? Like on the East Coast? Now they're everywhere. Same thing. Jack says, George Carlin or Robin Williams? Just doing stand-up or... Because like Robin Williams, I loved as an actor. Like, he's in so many good movies. Like, Good Will Hunting is one of my favorite movies ever. Big fella says, Jersey has some Bojangles now. Lee Van, you guys should try restaurants. Who doesn't love a little fast food? Jeffrey says, Jake likes them apples. How do you like them apples? Yeah. ISU, Cane's been in the Midwest for years. Double bread's the way. Yeah. I mean, it originated in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Todd Graves is the founder. They're everywhere in Texas. James says, God bless America. Where's Bobby? We should have had Bobby call in to sing the national anthem. Bobby Midnight is too big for the show now. He barely calls anymore. Let's see. Beastbreaker says Wendy's is better than BK. I like Wendy's better, but I think you're too low on Burger King, Beast. All right. I know you used to go in there and put a crown on your head. I know you did that. JT says, I heard Cane's chicken's mid, but the sauce, the chicken is elite. The sauce takes it to a different stratosphere. Here's how I would describe Raising Cane's. You ready, JT? Raising Cane's was the Warriors, and then the sauce is Kevin Durant joining them, making them unstoppable. You know, they already won 73 games and won a championship, and then they added Durant. That's what the Cane sauce is. It was unfair for the rest of the league. And the only reason why they lost was when Klay Thompson and Durant both suffered injuries in the finals. Envelette, did V-Man pledge allegiance yet? He did a very bad pledge of allegiance the last time we tried this. Maybe he's improved. Chris says, God bless our New York Jets fan base community. Family Nation. Thank you, Chris. Indy Jets, what's the bounty to ban Beast permanently? Indy, come on now. Ain't nobody banning anyone around here. But if there was a price, it'd be $1 million. Beastbreaker has responded to Indy saying, Indy Jets, shut up, bitch. Strong take there. All right. It's about to be raffle time. So go now or forever hold your peace. Big fella says, what's better, Cane's or Chick-fil-A? I personally like Cane's. I love Chick-fil-A though. Like if you don't like, there have been many times where I'm going home to Long Island for the weekend or something, and it's like, oh, I'll get lunch in Penn Station before I go. And I'm between, do I just get something from Chick-fil-A real quick or Cane's? And they're right next to each other. And whichever one is the shorter line I do. So I like both, but I prefer Cane's. If you're really hungry, I recommend Cane's because the Caniac combo, if you do it right, like that's a big meal right there. It's real and it's spectacular. Let's see. Dana says, now the Chick-fil-A sandwich is a tough out. Chick-fil-A, I think, has better fries than Cane's. I'll give Chick-fil-A the edge there. I think the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A is as good as any. Kikuchi says, Alan, hush, you female dof. Kikuchi, I appreciate your super chat, and this is for you.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
Thank you, Peter Castro. On that note, it is time for a raffle, folks. A raffle unlike anything you have ever seen before. And before I get you the raffle, I need to finish counting up the names. So what I need right now is some time. So I'm going to play this and then the raffle right when we come back.
Hey, Jake, how are you? I'm at one of my favorite cafes called Liberty Bagel.
Do you think the guy in the blue knows he's on one of the biggest shows on YouTube right now? Ask him if he's a Jet fan.
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you a Jet fan? He's a soccer fan. This is Jake Asman. He is an ESPN radio show host and a YouTuber like me, but he's been doing it longer than me.
Hi, Jake. Good morning.
How's it going? You guys don't know this, but the guy in front of you there, right? Charles, explain to them Asmaniac Madness and tell them that you're the #1 seed in the tournament.
He named the region after my mom's chicken soup. It's not Asman, it's Asman. She found your channel, dude. I'm so sorry about this.
Steady Eddie, I need you to tell me right now how much your sandwich and your brother's sandwich was total.
$44.18.
What the heck did you guys order? Charles, I just sent you a Venmo. Now look at this mug. Does this sandwich cure cancer? Is that why it's so much money? Thank the people behind you there for being willing to come on the show.
They left already.
Oh, I wonder why. Hey, real quick, Kyle, I got some breaking news here. This is the couple from the table. How about you pay for our food too, since you ruined our breakfast? At Dominic Ciampi, Venmo, please. This is quite the turn of events here. Ladies and gentlemen, the couple from the table is calling in. Is this real?
It's only $30. It's not 50.
Ours was only 30.
So Charles comes over to you. What did you think was happening?
I was very confused. He was talking a lot about his new home and stuff behind us loudly, and then he just came up at us.
The chat is very mixed whether or not I should send you guys the $30. I'm seeing some comments here saying, don't go for it, Jake. Rick says only pay them if they subscribe. Yeah, I'm going to need at least both of you to subscribe.
All
right. I'm leaning towards paying them the $30 here. Should I pay this couple $30 after their Charles Gorman experience at lunch?
I did not have on my bingo card that I would have my call hijacked by some random Jersey cafe couple this morning. This show never fails to surprise and delight. Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta.
You probably did him a favor because this country is totally overrun by useless carbs, but you did interrupt their breakfast. Like, I would not be as friendly.
We should pay those couple. They calling your show. That's a big thing.
I agree.
You got 2 customers now.
This looks like blue hooded sweatshirt guy, right? Everyone see this? Dave Brigga is vehemently against me paying for this couple's food.
How down bad do you have to be to beg for $30 on the internet?
Wow, they're still watching the show. The couple's still watching the show. Look at this.
That's great. That's great. So if you're sitting there at a restaurant and someone comes up and bothers you, Jake Asman in New York should pay for your lunch. This is ridiculous. What are we doing here?
I think it's the least Jake can do with $30.
You're not very intelligent. Why is that Jake's responsibility? Someone cut the cord to your internet. I'm not listening. No, I can't hear it. With one line. Hold on.
Hey, order.
Hey, Dixon, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. Not sitting outside a restaurant with my mug and asking for change. What's going on?
It's not an expensive-ass restaurant, and I'm not begging for money. I have a great job.
You literally typed in the chat and said,
you're doing it for free. You're the idiot.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing?
Incredible. Yeah, your life is sitting on a show and not getting paid for it. You're great content.
Thank you, Jake.
You make him money.
That's crazy. Dixon, don't be so upsetty, spaghetti.
That's my line. Don't do that.
Sweetheart, I don't even know you, but I didn't mean to take your line. It's okay. You can take it back. Toodles.
Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the couple from the table. Unbelievable. Timeless moment right there. Ladies and gentlemen, as promised, it is raffle time.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Yeah, baby, hit the music. One winner, unlike any other winner before. A signed, authenticated Anthony Beck Jets jersey. All the names are here. There's 35 total raffle entries. We will shuffle the names once, twice, 3 times. And now we spin the wheel. The winner of the Anthony Beck jersey, the second one we've given away as part of our daily raffle, is listener Ralphie Rocks. Congrats to Ralphie. He didn't want Kyle Brady, but he was in for Anthony Beck. And guess what? Ralphie has done it. Shout out to Ralphie. Good man. Great Jet fan. Very deserving of the prize. So congrats to Ralphie. If you entered to win the Beck jersey, you're in our grand raffle, which will be next week, probably next Friday, we're looking at for the CJ Mosley jersey, Joe Namath jersey, and the Walt Clyde Frazier jersey. So, Ralphie, shoot me an email or message me on the Discord, the address, where to send it, and I'll get it sent out to you next week. On that note, that does it for me. I want to thank all of you who tuned into the show. I want to say thank you to all the veterans. We got Memorial Day weekend coming up. I'm planning on going live tomorrow. I'm on the radio Sunday. So there's your look at the programming schedule. Mad Dog Radio, 12 to 4 Eastern on Sunday. Tomorrow I plan on doing a show. Late morning is the projected start time for that. All right, I'm off to the Garden. Go Knicks. Must win tonight. Got to get it done. Again, thank you all for your support. JETS. 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 Jets.
Hey, do you go to the gym by any chance and play basketball by any chance or no?
Not recently. Why? You thought you saw me hooping somewhere?
I go to LA Fitness in Levittown. We have this tournament, right? 64 of us, and we play basketball, 1 versus 16, and we kind of grade each other based on our, how we play. So I'm the 8th seed. I got to go versus the 1 seed because I beat the 9 seed 10. Shout out to Ted easily. But I got to play the 1 seed, right? Here's my problem with the 1 seed. His name is Bobby. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you. This guy, have you ever smelled rotten potatoes, Keith?
No, but go
Dude,
on.
so rotten potatoes is the second worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The first is Bobby. Do I spray this guy with Mando before I play him or some butter and make him smell better? Or do I just grind it out and try to hump my way to a win?
I have a rule. If I can smell you, I'm going to tell you. Have you told him?
Bobby it's just another level, bro. And, I don't even know what to say. The 16 seed didn't even show up when he had to play him. And Bobby thought that he just won because the guy was afraid, but it was because he smelled.
He's like, no, I can't.
No, he didn't show up.
I can't have that smell in my nose.
If I post this guy up, I might vomit. I'm serious. It's 10 times worse than rotten potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Lane. There's enough humans that smell like rotten potatoes on the subway.
The 27th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Jets select Dixon Hall out of Arizona State. What am I, a mind reader?